There was a man named Adam, whose life was full of challenges and difficulties. He had a small family consisting of his wife Sarah and their only son, 7-year-old Daniel. Adam was a simple worker who worked hard to secure his family's future. One day, a terrible disaster occurred. The town they live in was hit by a huge earthquake that demolished everything in its path. Homes collapsed, infrastructure was destroyed, and unfortunately, Adam and his family's home was among the homes that were completely destroyed. When Adam arrived at the site of the tragedy, he found his wife Sarah and son Daniel under the rubble. With great difficulty, he managed to rescue Sarah and extract her from the wreckage, but he was unable to reach Daniel. His heart was bleeding and his tears would not stop, as he had lost what was most precious to him. The search and rescue operation continued for several days, but Daniel was not found. Hope turned into despair, and the pain became unbearable. Adam and Sarah fell back into tragedy and deep sadness, as they lost their precious son. Adam was deeply affected by the loss of Daniel, almost to the point of despair. He couldn't live without his son, and felt like life meant nothing anymore. In a moment of extreme weakness, Adam decided he could not bear the pain and loss any longer, and made a tragic decision. One morning, the townspeople found Adam's body floating in a nearby river. Sarah is told the terrible news, already reeling from the loss of Daniel and her husband. The shock was very difficult for her, and she felt like everything had been shattered inside her. Life was lost in Adam and Sarah's world, and there was nothing to encourage them to continue. Grief enveloped them like darkness, and they suffered the effects of this great loss for a long time. After Adam and Daniel died, the family and the entire town were overwhelmed with grief. Sarah was alone in suffering indescribable pain, having lost her husband and son at the same time. She found it difficult to face the harsh reality and deal with daily life. But in this deep darkness, signs of hope gradually began to creep into Sarah's life. A group of people gathered around her who felt greatly affected by this tragedy. They decided to be her support during this difficult period. A social support network has formed around Sarah, providing her with emotional support and practical help. They offered her warm words and comforting hugs, and helped her with daily tasks and household work. Over the months, Sarah began to regain some strength and confidence in herself. She began to feel grateful to the people who supported her and did not leave her alone in her most difficult moments. She comes to realize that she is not alone, and that life still holds opportunities for happiness and recovery. Sarah began to think about what she could do to honor the memory of Adam and Daniel. She decided to live her life in a way that reflected her deep love for her lost family. She joined an association that helps underprivileged children and those who have lost loved ones, where she worked hard to provide support and care to these children who suffer from similar pain. Sarah continued to slowly build her life, coming to terms with the constant sadness she would carry inside her. Although she never forgot Adam and Daniel, she was able to find the strength and hope to continue living. At the end of the story, Adam and Daniel remain present in everyone's hearts, and the impact they left on Sarah's life continues. Sarah learned that life is not just a collection of happy and tragic events, but rather a complex journey that includes joy, sadness, and challenges. Thanks to the support she received and the hope she regained, Sarah was able to live a moral life again, trying to ease the pain of others and give hope to those around her, reminding them that in the end, love and solidarity can overcome even the deepest sorrows.